Hi, good morning, Facebook friends and family. It's Gina Tabrizy. How are ya? It's Tuesday morning. I'm going live a little bit early. Wait, let me check it out. I can't see my watch from there. 10:28. So usually I'm driving somewhere. Today I have a really pretty background behind me. There's a lot of beautiful trees out here, but today I had to run up to a different location. And since I was sitting here, I thought I'd be on time for once. You know, break the mold, do something different. We all should do that on a daily. Do something that you've never done before. This would be it for me. So I hope you all are doing well. And I have, hi, how are ya? How's it going, Wesley? I had decided on a topic very late last night. It was taking me a minute. But I thought I'd just check in and see how y'all are doing and what you're up to. What's your weather like? What's your head like? What's your heart like? What's going on with you? Let me know. But today I was going to talk about addiction because it comes often. It comes up during these live talks. And if you've been watching me for a long time, or as long as I've been on here, it's not that long, you know that I do speak about addictions quite a bit, and that's an area of expertise of mine. So I've been working with addicts and alcoholics for the majority of my 32-year career, if not the whole time. I started working with trauma, and I discovered that if you have trauma, you have addiction. And if you have addiction, you certainly have trauma. So hi, George. How's it going? So say hi, check in with me. If you do have an addiction and you are either in recovery or not, and you've been watching this or are watching it now, let me know too. Hi, Jody. One of the things that I wanted to hit on my little short live here this morning is that addiction is not just to substances, alcohol, illicit drugs. It is also to people. It is also to money. It is also to work. It's also to sex, to food. There's lots of ways to be addicted. Hi, Greta. How are you? So maybe you don't realize, but it's an obsession of the mind. And oftentimes it causes a physiological response in the body when you have an addiction. So people who have addictions also often are obsessive in their thoughts, but they also have a lot of anxiety and oftentimes have a lot of depression, because coming down from an addictive behavior or compulsive behavior causes us to really feel low, to sink into a low and dark place. Hi, Mila. And George says he's addicted to food. So yeah. And you know, there's healthy addictions, like exercise can become an addiction that is healthy, but also can become extreme and obsessive, where people become anorexic, or they cause injuries to the body because they obsessively work out. So addiction to food, it depends. If you're overeating to the point of causing problems, physical problems, whether that be being overweight or being obese, or if it causes you to be very lethargic. And sometimes it depends on what you're eating. Wow, from São Paulo, Brazil. Hola, bienvenido, amiga. I don't think, do you speak Spanish or you speak Portuguese, or am I in the wrong country? Somebody help me out. Somebody help a sister out. I don't know all my Latin brothers and sisters. South America, you know. Us Americans, we're really bad with geography, if you don't know that yet, and I'm going to include myself in that. So, and shamelessly call myself out. But anyways, Brasileña. Everybody say hi to our new Brazilian friend, Mila, or Mia. So anyways, I was talking to George about food and addiction. So causing you to be overweight can cause you to be sluggish. It can cause heart disease. It can clog your arteries. It can cause you to be depressed. There's all kinds of things. I want you to understand something in the few minutes that we're going to talk today, is that addiction is about trying to fill up a hole, okay? It is about trying to put something on the inside to make ourselves feel better. Any kind of an addiction is us fearlessly searching and seeking and obsessing on a substance and or something outside of ourselves, trying to make ourselves feel better on the inside. So any of you, hi Yanni, any of you that have had any kind of addiction, I want you to chime in here and tell me. I had probably a shopping addiction for a good decade. if not longer in my life, that I had to really, really look at. And it was something that I had learned. It was a learned behavior from my childhood that when you felt bad, you went shopping. And I started to associate those two things, that when I felt bad, I would go buy something. But it came obsessive to the point that I caused myself to be in debt. And hi, Julie. Hi, Portuguese mamita, Bernardo is saying. And thank you. I want you to know that when you're seeking any kind of substance to make yourself feel better, whether that's chasing money, work, material goods, like I said, I was a shopaholic. I would go buy things to try to make myself feel better. But whenever you do that, it never works. It is a momentary fix, just like using drugs are, just like using alcohol is. You're trying to soothe something on the inside that's broken. And it's not going to be fixed in a moment of, here, I bought a new blouse and some new shoes and now my life got all better. You're chasing a high. You're chasing a moment of relief from the bad feelings that you're having. And then in that moment, you think you feel better. So then you want to chase it again. Does that make sense to you guys? So if you have people in your life that have addiction and you're not quite understanding, why do they keep going back to this thing that has caused them to lose marriages, children, relationships, jobs, their health, their sanity? Maybe they're even in jail. Maybe they've been to rehab a few times. Why are they chasing this? Because that momentary feeling of that high, to have that moment of relief, is so intense that they'll do anything to seek that moment of relief because it's so important to them. Thanks, Jody, for saying it makes huge sense. Now, I want you to think about ways you do it. Now, codependence, which I've also shared with you, I'm recovering from my codependency. We chase people to validate us and make us feel good, and we obsess when people are upset with us or mad or hurt feelings. We obsess on trying to fix it, and we will ruminate and have anxiety and not sleep at night trying to figure out why somebody's mad at us, because that's our obsession. Hi, Maddie. How are you? Say hi to my friend Maddie. His wife and I are very good friends. So Jody, all about having balance. Exactly. And George is saying, Gina, ¿y cómo se puede hacer, por ejemplo, yo para no comer tanto cuando me siento preocupado? So George is saying when he feels anxious or upset, then thank you, Wesley, for liking my definition of addiction. It's what it is, right? It's just obsession of the mind, obsession of the body, chasing that high to relieve that pain. It's always about the pain. So with George and food, listen, comfort food. Have you heard of comfort food? How many of you ever do that? Like have a really bad day and you go eat a chocolate cake or have some fries. Some of us drink it away. Some of us eat it away. Some of us shop it away. So when you are having a moment that the desire comes to seek out that drug or that food or whatever it is for you, alcohol, you need a pause between you and that action. You need to pause in that moment and recognize what it is that you're feeling. See, everything we do is to avoid what we're feeling. And why do we avoid what we're feeling? Because we've been taught in our society to fix every feeling we have, every ache, every pain, every sorrow with a pill. Go out and buy this. Go out and drink this. Go out and eat this. So we've been taught, we are constantly being bombarded with messages that we don't have the answers on the inside. We need to go get something from the outside to make ourselves feel better. You following that? Does that make sense to you? It should, and it should anger you a little bit, because all of us have done things obsessively because we've been hearing through commercials and infomercials for years and years and years what we're supposed to do to make ourselves feel better. So you need a pause, George, between you and that food. You need to start to recognize, what am I feeling? Lonely, tired, discontented, upset, angry, resentful at some life situation, even if it's a minor one. You're upset with your boss, your wife, your girl, your dog, and then you want to go fix by eating and stuffing something in your body to take the pain away. You've got to work on the pain. So the problem is that emotional pain that triggers us to go do things that are not healthy for us, okay? So George, is saying he understands. Kim, I'm an ordained reverend, so now have been leaning to roll these things over on Jesus. Perfect. So spiritual hope, leaning on spirit and spirituality, whatever that is for you, whether it's through a religion and a belief in a higher power. Hi, Sujin. Now my cousin is watching. Say hi to Sujin right there. My cousin in Barcelona, Spain. So say hi to her. Emotional pain. Yes, George. So the feeling of loneliness is, wow, a desire to escape. And when we feel alone and lonely in particular, and we want to escape, we're always going to seek a substance, something to fix that feeling. Now, one thing you could do is walk. One that doesn't cost you anything and it doesn't hurt you or anybody else. The other thing you could do is call a friend or talk to someone. And the final thing you should do is, if you constantly feel lonely, hurt, scared, resentful, angry, is go see a counselor and find out, I'm eating and overeating because I don't like myself or I don't like my life. These are esteem issues. Feelings of self-loathing often cause addiction. Often seek us to want to get outside of ourselves. And an addiction is just this endless chase of trying to get outside of yourself, and you never succeed. Unfortunately, unless someone who has a serious drug or alcohol addiction overdoses and dies. That's where they find that final rest, is because they've chased that high for so long, it finally caught them and took them away. Right? And that's not anything that any of us want to do. Hi, Brenda. So what I want you to get from the few minutes that we're here together this morning, this will be my live on Thursday. I'll go into more detail. I'll answer any questions you have around your own addiction to the best of my ability. I'm not seeking clients. I'm not acting as a therapist. This is a public service to educate and inform people out there who are sitting at home and who've contemplated therapy, who have painful issues, or who just want to be inspired and have insight and learn something new that might help them in life. That's what I'm doing this for. That's the sole purpose that I started this, and I'm going to continue to do this with you, okay? So if you are using any kind of substances, food, alcohol, money, sex, workaholism, shopaholism, smoking, for God's sakes, it's one of the worst addictions that we now have, and one of the highest rates of medical issues that come from being a substance user of nicotine, is like horrible issues that can come from that. Of course, cancer being the most obvious, right? So I want you to think, I am trying to fill myself up with something that is never going to fix what's hurting. I'm trying to fill myself up with something because I feel alone. I'm scared. I'm jealous. I'm angry. I'm disappointed. I am eating away, feeding away, filling away my feelings. And why have we become this society that cannot tolerate emotions when we are just a bucket full of emotions? We're human beings. It's what separates us from all other critters on the planet, is that we feel. So tell yourself your feelings are okay to have. Obviously, if your feelings are so extreme, it's why you're running to an addiction to fix it. But then seek help, seek guidance, seek support. Don't try to do it on your own. If you're grieving the loss of a loved one, a marriage, a death, cancer like I've had, depression like I've had, codependency like I've had, all of those. I'm laughing because I'm like, oh my God, I'm pretty fucked up, y'all. But hey, here I am trying to do the best that I can and trying to help people to get past some of these horrible addictions. And it is a fight, you all. So I want to say this, if you don't hear anything else I say, any addiction you have is a fight. It will not surrender easily. Food, love, sex, money, men, women, whatever your thing is, shopping, your addiction will not surrender easily. You will have to battle with it. And you will have to continually say to yourself, I am worth more than this addiction. I am worth more than that drink. I am worth more than that needle. I am worth more than that woman or that man or that job or that blouse or those shoes, whatever it is that's driving your addiction today. It starts from that, from your feelings and from your esteem of what are you worth, and putting your worth in things, trying to have things outside of you make you feel better when you feel so bad about yourself, okay? These are things to definitely seek counseling for, and I promise you that it will help and it will alleviate some of these symptoms and it'll put you on the right path. So let me read what Sheila's saying. I love that you're talking on this topic. I'm recovering 3 years and 9 months. I ran into problems shopping. Guilty. I wasn't drinking and drugging, but the behavior was there. Clearing it up only by giving up my debit card. Same thing, girl. I got rid of all my credit cards and I could only pay things. I had one card for emergencies, and I can only pay things in cash because I would obsess. It's insane, right? I am no binging 1 week since I did. It's a constant struggle, but I'm back at the gym. Yay! And walking a few miles instead. Oh my God, yes, that's my drug of choice is exercise. Higher power meetings and a therapist feels so much better all around, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Appreciate what you do. I am definitely a fan. Well, thank you there, Sheila, and I hope you all are listening. Those are great things to do, and they work, you guys. Nothing changes if it doesn't change. So if you're sitting somewhere in misery in your addiction and you take no action to change it, it will never change. But change is possible for everybody. I get asked that all the time. Yes, if you are willing, yes, if you take steps, you can absolutely transform your life from whatever it is that you're suffering with. Marwin, I want to just intervene and say that the biggest issue is idol of all problems. Idol is the mother of evil. Okay, I'll support you in that opinion, and I'm not sure I understand what you're meaning by idol. So idol worship, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I love that you're engaged and putting in your opinion as well. Marwin, great. Brenda, but we love you, Gina. You're awesome, and keep up the great work. Have a great day. And have a safe and happy. Well, thanks, Brenda. So, anyways, I will be back on Thursday, God willing. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. I also wish all of you the very, very best, and to remember and acknowledge any loved ones, anyone that you know that you've lost who's a veteran, and any of your veterans that are living and making our lives better. By supporting your military in any way that you can, and the freedoms that they allow us by the work that they do. That's what we're there to celebrate tomorrow, as well as this beautiful country of ours that we're all still very blessed to live in and be a part of. And I want you to think about what you can do to be kind to a neighbor or a friend tomorrow in celebrating our freedoms and the guiding principles of our forefathers, which was based in the concept of brotherhood and being of service to others. If you read in the Constitution, you can see the themes of that came from brotherhood, right? And a love for this country. So celebrate that tomorrow and share with someone, and maybe invite somebody over that you never invited over and that you think might be alone. So I just did that this morning. I have no plans, and I just sent out a text to random 10, 12 people just saying, if you need somewhere to go tomorrow, well, come on over. Okay? Wesley, spiritually, our addictions are our strongholds, and our strongholds is what we turn to, where we run instead of our higher power. Have a blessed week. Thank you. I love that, Wesley. Yes. Spiritually, our addictions are our stronghold. Yes. Yes, Brenda. Thank you all very much. I hope to see you on Thursday. Bless you. Thank you for being here with me again. Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will get even more involved in talking about addictions. And if you have any addiction that you want to discuss or bring up, well, bring it to the table on Thursday, okay? God bless. See you soon.